And our players are off. There goes Packie. And we're waiting on a go from Frank. And Frank is off as well. Just had a bit of a hiccup getting a stream. But it is currently 17, about a 3-second difference between our players. Looking at these boards, John, a little bit more favorable for Frank, but Packie just put out a monster double cross combo.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about the top line and see whether they have diversity or not. But these players, they don't play only on the top line. They look even 1 or 2 rows below and are setting up on top of that, because the name of the game here with these much more crowded boards is to set up, go for horizontals, and then just let it rip.
And Frank has not been undefeated in this tournament. He did take Leviticus to 3 games for that quarterfinal match. So, and again, as we've said, Frank, a very accomplished speedrunner in the game. Normally, as a speedrunner, as I said this yesterday, when your run's not going well, you're slamming that reset button. You can't really do that here. You've got to play with what you've been dealt. And we're really going to see how well Frank adapts to plays that may not go in his favor.
Yeah, definitely. Here, Packie might have an advantage given that he's more of a veteran in this style of play. So, yeah, it's about resilience really in this. You don't get the best boards. You don't get to go for the best times here because, as you pointed out, there's no reset.
No reset. And right now, Packie at 2 viruses to Frank's 3, and Frank buried in that corner right now. Has the opportunity for the double. He does need the red, but Packie out first at 1:57. And Frank out at 2:01. And
yeah, it's still very close here, but I mean, it's again, it's now 5 levels that we are going through, so it's still too early to call an advantage for any one of these players.
You're going to see these players really start to open things up, probably starting on this level 12. While a lot of players play 0 to 10, I mean, I'm a 0 to 10 enthusiast. These levels far more important to be as efficient as possible on. As one misplay could really ruin an entire plan for you.
In this case, the idea is to try and eliminate any drop time if possible. Given that there's a lot of viruses, that is something that can be achieved somewhat easy. It's just the thing of trying to keep your top line as even as possible, and yeah, just go for combos just like that. Those combos with 1 pill, those are going to ensure you move very quickly through these levels.
And Packie, meanwhile, has absolutely blown ahead here, up by 17 viruses as he's setting up for some horizontal play on that second row. He's waiting for just that 1 yellow. He's going to get the fat log. He's setting up for another horizontal double, and he's going to need to horizontally clear out those blues, but it looks like he's got it under control, although now he's going to have to deal with that red garbage to get that horizontal clear in his favor, and he does know that, and he is working on it. He just needs the 1 more red, and he'll be out. Meanwhile, Frank has a pretty decent bottom of his board, just really looking. I believe that might have been a misplay there, though, on column 4. Really just trying to look for a good combo to get out of this level.
Yeah, I'm guessing Frank might go horizontal for those 2 blues, but everything is crowded on the bottom, so that's going to take some time to dig a way to reach them.
Everyone pointing out that Packie's face is sinking lower and lower on his camera. We were at about a half of a face. We were at a third at one point. He may just disappear entirely from the camera, but I do assure you there's Frank out at 4:16, but Packie with a 12 virus lead and building on that here as he starts really chipping away at 12.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is this shows precisely what kind of match this is. Packie knows he has to just lean into the screen to really focus and make sure he doesn't make any mistakes, because we sure know that making mistakes against Frank, it's not a thing that you want to do.
Meanwhile, Packie up by almost 20 viruses over the 1 seed right now, as Frank really trying to get something going here on 12, making some very short combos, which you want to see. 2 drop combos, 1 drop combos are absolutely necessary at this point.
Yeah, and don't forget those horizontals as well. If some pills are not working at that moment, just like that, Frank set up that yellow on top of reds because he knew that he could get that horizontal, and then what seems like garbage, it's just waiting for the virus that's beneath it.
Absolutely. Packie seems to be in a bit of trouble here, though, as he does get a clear. Really does have a split board, and I think he wants to address the double red there. That's allowing Frank to come back. It's an 11 virus game right now, as it does look like Packie is starting to whittle down that horizontal. He may have to abandon ship on that and just go vertical on it. I think that's going to be the best play for him, as Packie now down to his final half a dozen viruses. A dozen viruses for Frank. He's about to hit single digits. This has afforded the time that Frank needed to come back here. It's now a 7 virus game, but Packie is about to get out here. He just needs 2 more reds rather, and he'll be out of our center level here, as he's got 2 levels to go at 6:16. Hot times for this, if you're wondering, go into the range of, just checking here. You're looking for your hot times here in the semifinals. Packie's held a couple of sub 10s, but really that 10-minute territory is really where you want to be. Maybe before 11 minutes 15 seconds, but anything beyond that is a bit risky, as it's a 9 virus lead for Packie as we are here in level 13. Good speed board for both players, a lot of horizontal double opportunities for both players, and a lot of zero drop opportunities for both players.
Packie is going to need a lot of blue, which he's currently getting, so that's the good side of it. Meanwhile, Frank has a lot of blues as well, a lot of doubles, as well, and the top line is much more varied. So yeah, that's the difference. But Packie is still doing great job, just taking out all of those blues and trying to get more variety on his board.
Packie is down to 27 to Frank's 31. Frank is mounting a comeback, but Packie really starting now to attack those double viruses, as he's down to 23, now down to 22, as Frank has caught up, being down by over 20 viruses, which is huge. Packie not seeing that double yellow opportunity, could have dropped some stuff down into those final 2 rows, but decided not to. Not a lot of red on Packie's board. Meanwhile, a whole bunch of red on Frank's board.
Yeah, it's mostly red, and then a lot of yellow. Blues are very buried, and those 3 on the left side of his board, they're going to come out of the board with just a couple of pills. And there we go. They are out, and now it's only one blue virus on Frank's side. Meanwhile, Packie just waiting for... Oh, okay, well, could have waited for that blue-yellow, but he's out now at 8:15.
And just needs 60 viruses here to secure a big first win against Frank. These two were playing against each other in the weekly challenge, and Frank had the upper hand a little bit more on Packie. So it's interesting to see here, as Frank just stacking viruses just to get some stuff off the board, going for those horizontal clears. That's less drop time for him, as he's out at about an 8:35. It's an 11 virus deficit that Frank needs to recover from here in order to take this first game.
Yeah, this is the last board, so this is do or die. Right now, Packie doing a great job, not having a lot of red to play with, but just setting up this beautiful combo there.
As we eclipse the 9-minute mark here, it's still about a 10 virus lead for Packie. Packie's having to drill down into some gaps here to get some clears. Meanwhile, Frank maintaining a pretty diverse and clustered top line here, as he's down to 38 now. It's a 5 virus advantage for Packie, as Packie running out of blue support on his board. Gonna have to start getting creative here, and also both players are gonna have to address spires on both extreme sides of their corners, or stages rather.
Yeah, it's a columnade for Packie, which at least he made that platform in order to minimize the drop time. Meanwhile, Frank has some kind of like U-shaped board right now, and it's just a matter of not letting that stay like that for too long. Maybe these red yellows will help a little bit on that.
a garbage clear there for Packie, just trying to get something going. He's having a lack of yellow access as he's really just trying to do what he can with his blues, getting some garbage cleared out, clearing out some more garbage, now getting a little bit of yellow access. That's extremely helpful for him. Now he's got a clean board, but Frank has taken a 2-virus lead. It is now tied. It's going to come down to the wire on this one. Both players very, very close. And remember, you have to keep in mind, Frank started a little later. His timer, he's going to get that extra couple of seconds, but right now it's 10 to 11. Packie's starting to tackle these doubles, really starting to create some separation here, not using that double to clear the blues. Interesting strategy. Now he's down to 7, both players at 7. Frank has things hugging his sides. Meanwhile, Packie has everything going extremely well for him. He's got 3 to go to Frank's 5. Frank's going to get a triple, though. It's going to come down to the wire here, folks. Who's going to get this? A red-yellow is or a blue-yellow or a blue-red is really what Packie is looking for. But Frank out at 10:53. He's going to steal game number 1 from Packie as Packie finishes at 11 minutes.
Wow, okay. I mean, it's not as close as the last round 2 match we had yesterday, but I mean, 7 seconds between these two players, I mean, just amazing. And it was just Frank making things work on that level 11 to bring it back. He was behind during the whole match, and it was just in that last level that he managed to grab victory.
Well, it's game 1 to Frank. Remember, though, it is 3 games to win this, so Packie not out of it. But got to be heartbreaking to have been ahead most of that match after 11. And Frank just came in and stole it. But that's why these two players are 2 of the best in the world. And we've got a ready from Frank. We've got a ready from Packie. We're going straight into game 2. We could do another prediction of what fraction of Packie's face will be the least shown on the screen. But we are just waiting on a countdown. Oh, Packie needs to ready up in the menu. I think that's what we're waiting on. Oh, all right. There we go. Oh, he started on 15.
Yeah.
Hold.
I don't think he realized that. Yeah.
Frank's going to continue to play, but we will need Packie to restart. We will get that addressed. Frank will continue to play. We're going to get Packie to restart. Just a second here. We're getting that fixed for you. Frank's going to continue to play. But meanwhile, Packie has started on the wrong level. We're getting that fixed. But meanwhile, we'll continue to watch Frank's board as we try to get Packie's attention here. Frank going through level 10 very quickly at 1:15, really making some great double plays here as he's already down to his final 8 viruses, absolutely blasting through this level 10.
Yeah, and he's almost blue dependent at this point, only a couple of viruses there on the left side. That's going to take some time because they are almost on that traffic light configuration.
Okay, Packie has restarted, so we're all set there. So we'll see how Packie does here as he is restarted. So a bit of a time difference between these two players. We'll see what happens, but Packie manages to get on the correct level here. And now he is refocused and ready to go as it's 2 minutes for Frank. And Frank having a pretty good board. He's got a little staircase of red on that right side, staircase of blue on the left side. The real meat and potatoes. He's starting to hit though a lot of single and 0 drop clears, ready to go on those next few rows.
Yeah, but managing to clear out that staircase very quickly and opening up some more stuff below. It's also blue on that column too, but at least it gives him more of a chance of maneuvering around all of that. Meanwhile, Packie already at the bottom of his board very quickly as well, as it's 1 minute that has just elapsed.
He's absolutely blazing through this level 10. He's gonna have limited access to blue to close this level out, but he is making some great moves here to get some stuff going. These double reds really fortunate for him, and this yellow red also really huge. He's going to get that drop double. Looks like he might be trying to go for a sub 90 seconds on this, and if he gets a couple more blues, that may happen. It will be right at the 90-second mark for Packie, as he is out of 11. So while the virus count says he's down by about 24 viruses, I think by time he may be ahead.
Yeah, definitely. By time, I think Packie has the lead right now, getting out of level 10. Level 11 has been much slower for Frank at this point. So yeah, I mean, it depends on whether Packie can keep moving at this pace, or whether level 11 will also become a bit of a slow one for him.
Great drop by Frank, as he would really love a blue-yellow right now. And he's just going to go for the single clear. He's going to try to get some stuff cleared out here, or he's going to go for the vertical tuck. Probably the right call, as he misplays that, but he gets the double out at 404. Time not found, as Packie is 23 viruses in. So we've got that 404 in our minds. Let's see if Packie is ahead at that point, as he's at the 2.5 minute mark. Meanwhile, Frank with an excellent level 12 start so far. Limited access to blue. He's only got a couple of blue viruses he's really got access to. Now he's got a little bit more, going for that horizontal clear. It looks like that he's going to start losing some access to yellow here after a couple more clears, though.
Yeah, it's buried under a lot of red there, but I think blue is right now also a bit of a problem, as it's only on those two columns on the sides, and sometimes that might be a problem, given that playing on the columns only limits you to play on both 7 and 8 or 1 and 2. So yeah. Meanwhile, Packie out at 3:18, so he's about 40 seconds faster than Frank to get out of level 11.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out here, as Packie making some decisions here. Has a very interesting board. It's sort of sloping, but sort of isn't, as he gets across right in the middle of the board. Packie's starting to run out of access to yellow, though.
Yeah, but so far, Packie has a great advantage in time, and I think that although losing access to some colors, he's playing very creatively to try and move around with whatever pills Dr. Mario is dispensing right now. Meanwhile, Frank, 16 viruses of an advantage, but then again, he's 1 minute and 40 seconds in front of Packie. So right now, it's definitely Packie who's got this. Oh, and that's a misdrop, I think, there by Frank. Never mind. Okay, he was going for the horizontal. My bad.
Cardinal rule of the semifinals is, if you think it's a misdrop, wait. Yep. Anyways, we've got 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Here's Frank trying to get through this last part of 12, although Packie is breathing down his neck, just 10 viruses behind at a sub 5 minute pace, playing like a buzzsaw right now. You would think that maybe that mistake would, slow him down, but no, it has sped him up.
Yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, I'm not sure if he can somehow use the information of where Frank is right now, but I mean, Packie is just blazing through these levels at this point, about to get out of here at 5 minutes 5:04. Oh wow!
Packie out over 1 minute and 10 seconds faster than Frank right now, playing possessed, as he starts to go to town here on this 13 and just leaving nothing in his path, as he continues to just go roughshod over this level 13. As the virus count goes, he is 14 viruses behind. However, if he starts taking the lead here by the virus count, it would be, if these two players played at the same time, this would be a slaughter fest.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, every level that passes, Packie just gets faster and faster, and I think that it was only that first win by Frank, the fire that Packie needed to just start killing these levels so insanely. And I mean, he's doing an amazing job so far and setting up more combos here and there, almost catching up Frank at this point.
Yeah, although Packie's running out of access to yellow, he's getting creative with his plays, though. That's a great 0-drop clear over there in 2 and 3. And he's going to potentially play for another combo here. I think he's going to tuck this red-yellow in, going to get that sweet tea. A very, very red-heavy board, but only 3 viruses behind Frank, despite the time difference.
I mean, having over a minute to clear 3 viruses, I mean, that's where you want to be if you're playing at this level. So yeah, Packie is so far doing amazing. Though Frank is about to get out of level 13 at 826. So.
But if we're looking here, it looks like Packie might be out now with a 90-second lead as he's out at 6:53. Absolutely playing out of his mind as we get to the final level. Packie is one of our best players, but I have never seen him play like this.
Yeah, I mean, this is sure to be a hot time. It's going to depend, of course, on level 14, but I wouldn't put it past Packie to just crush his 955 at this point.
It's 7.5 minutes for Packie, 9 minutes for Frank. Is Frank trying to separate here as far as virus count goes? He's made it about a 14 virus lead. But again, there's that 1.5-minute time difference between these two players, as it's been nothing but dominance from Packie in this second game in this best of 5.
Definitely. Packie just wanting to wipe off the board and restart and make it a best of 3 at this point. So yeah, this is what we knew could happen, given that Packie has the experience. He knows one game, you might be down one game in this at this stage, it means nothing, because you can win the next 3 games and just bring it back very quickly.
It's still it's a 6 virus advantage as the count goes, but that's irrelevant right now as both these players on the final level with that time difference. Again, Packie just playing like a man possessed. A double yellow or a double red would be something that Packie would love. He could get a 6-pack right now. Looks like he's just going to play it safe and just get them in different sequences. He is going to get that 1 pill clear of 4 red viruses down to 11 and almost in the lead on virus count. Now tied in virus count, as he is looking potentially to blow the previous record away. He has no reds left, and Frank's going to have to sit here and play the waiting game, John, but this is looking very good for Packie.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you might say the waiting game, but Packie is right there, so we are not going to be waiting for too long, it seems.
And a misdrop by Frank. That's going to put Packie at 2. Packie might finish first despite the time difference. That's wild.
As he's going to go for the vertical here. Yeah, definitely.
It's a 10:56. Packie just needs to clear one last virus out, and he will have beaten his record by 30 seconds. Wow. Just to confirm, 29 seconds off of his record. 9 minutes and 26 seconds. Exact same as saying, I'm not sure what just happened there. Join the club. What a phenomenal finish.
Basically, Packie finished 10-14 and the 15 that he wasn't meant to do almost in the same time that Frank did 5 levels. So, wow.
We'll never know if that was swag or not, but a round or a game 2 win for Packie ties it up here, forcing a game 4. But that is one of the best single game performances we have ever seen in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, wow, that's going to be a hot time to beat for a while. If your name isn't Packie, then you have at this point no chance to beat that. If you ask me, really.
Oh, and Snipe has just shown himself in the chat. We haven't seen Snipe in a while. It's good to see Snipe. We've got a ready from Frank. Okay, Packie is on the menu.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Lesson learned.
Go back.
Benji's got it. All right. Well, hey, it's 1-1 here, and we've got readies from both players. And off we go. There goes Packie, and there goes Frank. As it is 44 viruses here in this 10th level, and Packie already going to town, getting those 1-pill clears. So important to get, as Packie now going to town, going to be dropping a whole bunch of stuff. You're going to get himself a 1-2-3 combo for 4 viruses, already down to 31. You have to wonder if that loss really just motivated Packie, because again, he's just not stopping at that pace. We're seeing him just go absolutely bonkers again. It's 26-27 here. We're about 40 seconds in. Frank's got a good board, a little bit stuff up top, but he's starting to drop some garbage down and get that top line a little bit more condensed, as both players with 24 viruses to go as we approach the 1 minute mark of tuck clear by Frank in column number 4. Is going to put him at 22. He's having trouble getting some tuck plays in because he's just not getting the stuff he needs to clear that top line. Meanwhile, Packie kind of all over the place on this level 10. 17 viruses to go for both players. A big tuck lightning bolt puts Packie ahead now by 4.
Yeah, Packie really just getting stopped down by the fact that he didn't have red viruses on site for the from like second 30, from 30 seconds to 1 minute. He was just playing around with those red pills.
And a big quad clear by Frank puts him at 1. So single-digit viruses. Packie's going to go horizontal on the yellow, and he's going to go vertical on the red. He's going to get the red, and he is going to get out because it's a big trouble right now for Frank out at 147. But by time, Frank up by 2 seconds.
Yeah, and Frank showing that, okay, you might have gotten a hot time in that last game, but yeah, he's also playing and trying to keep toe-to-toe with Packie.
Meanwhile, Packie getting some creative tuck plays here as his red axis is there, but he needs to get creative to get to it. Down to 37, though, has the virus lead, starting to clear that top line. He's got a huge bubble in the middle of his board. That's going to create a lot of planning opportunities for him. Meanwhile, Frank looking for a double clear on those yellows over in the top row. I believe that's row 10, row 9. And really holding out for a blue-red or blue-yellow, not getting it, so he just decides to abandon ship. But he does have a slight virus lead just by 3 over the reigning champ.
Frank going for those combos, those setups, waiting a little bit for the right pill, but that's the right call. You don't want to wait more than necessary, otherwise then you might end up with a bad situation on the board, and then yeah, it's going to be difficult to get out of that.
Meanwhile, it is still neck and neck between these two players. They're just trading virus count leads here as we approach, or as we've gone past the 3-minute mark. It looks to be a bit of an advantage for Frank. Frank's got a bit of a scattered board. Packie's is a little bit more condensed and put together. Packie, I think, also looking for a potential horizontal clear over in row 3. He's going to need a little help, and he does get it with a brilliant combo stretching almost across the entire board. Really nice condensed play there. He's going to be down to 4. It looks like he might get out first. It looks like he's going to be forced to play vertical on the yellow, possibly on the blues as well, with that double blue. That does confirm it. Frank not getting any sort of red help right now. He is starting to get some other stuff cleared down to 5 viruses, but Packie just needs a virus clear full of yellows, and he's out. Seconds, so the lead goes to Packie after round 11.
Condensed, but he got the right pills. to get out of there rather quickly.
That yellow red
As we are
on
seeing,
the top of this board to start on 12. Packie taking advantage. That's the biggest lead we've seen so far in this third game, as these two players now neck and neck. We've had Frank come in and steal. We've had Packie dominate, and now we're getting ourselves another close match here. A bit of a well in column 6 for Packie, and it looks like Frank may be on his way to getting his board split here. It's not too bad of a split, but with not a lot of blue on that top line, he's going to have to get creative with his planning here, as it's a 1 virus lead now for Frank, as again, these players just trading punches.
Yeah, and I mean, Frank managing to do something that many of us wouldn't be too keen to do, which is he's carrying down garbage down the board and turning it into actual gold, because that red yellow that was up top left some garbage on the top, and he just carried it until it met a red virus, and then it was just set up there. So that's the kind of stuff that we want to see.
6 viruses to go, or 4 viruses now to go for Frank, as Packie running into a bit of an RNG snag. This is the opportunity that Frank was looking for, as it is 3 viruses to go for the 1 seed, 7 viruses to go for the reigning champ, the 4 seed Packie, as he's now getting a little bit of blue support. He's really starting to look for something to clear those reds. Now he's got himself a good board, and again, the end game seems to be a bit more favorable for Packie, as 1 virus to go, but Frank with just an absolute mess of RNG. That's some of the most brutal RNG I've ever seen. Frank out at 614. Packie just needs 1 more red. He's going for that double. Now he's getting the RNG problems out at 625 as we go into the penultimate level here in this third game. A 4 virus lead for Frank, and a lead by just about a dozen seconds.
Yeah, I mean, this is RNG determining who's going to get the advantage so far, but I mean, we still have 2 levels to go, and it's still anybody's game. They are very close on seconds on viruses. Frank right now taking a double-digit lead, however.
It's 34-43, but we're starting to see Packie go after these 1-pill clears. This is something he's just so good at sniffing out, as he's going to get a surge of double yellow, is going to take care of 3 yellow viruses with that down to 35. Trying to mount a comeback here, as we're going to see him drop for a double, a drop cross, easy combo there for Packie, as he's down to 31. Frank at 22. Frank has a nice centered board, not a lot of problems on either side, and if he does, he could clear them out very, very easily with some combos. A clean board for both players. It's a 6 virus lead for Frank, as Packie has opportunities to drop a whole bunch of stuff here with that red cluster. Looks like he's going to start throwing some stuff away, as he's looking for just these sniffing out more horizontal clears. That is eating some time, though, when he has to go and play that tuck game, but he's going to get a 4 combo here, but that leads still 7 viruses as we get to 8 minutes here in this game 3.
At this point, Packie just playing as creative as can be, not getting a lot of help from red pills, and yeah, that's slowing him down, while Frank already out at 758 from level 13. Frank has a diverse top line at this point. I think every pill fits somewhere, so yeah, that's going to maybe open a bigger gap once Packie gets to level 14.
Packie setting up for a big combo here. He's looking for it. He's going to get it, a big triple combo, and then dropping and opening up just about everything else on his board. The only thing buried is that yellow, but all he needs is the exact pill that he got. He needs 2 more. He's going to be out, but he is definitely behind the 8 ball here, as he's out at 837. He's got to make up a 10 virus differential, as Frank seems to be struggling early on here in 14.
Yeah, getting stopped there and not having a lot of red now on the top line. But yeah, trying to do something, and not a lot of yellow either. So yeah, it's blue all the way for Frank. Meanwhile, Packie also not having a lot of blue, and yeah, just the 1 blue bar is there on the left side.
I believe that double yellow was a misdrop, because I don't really see any sort of feasible situation where he can work with that. He may be able to clear underneath and drop a yellow down, but it's not very efficient. But it is now a 9 virus lead, as Packie also just noticing this, he's going to be running out of blue very, very soon.
Yeah, and having this situation where at least column 1 and almost column 2 is gone from the board, so everything is clustered to just one side of the board. Meanwhile, Frank with a more diverse situation, the top line is more even than Packie, so it might be this might be what makes it. And I think Packie just getting a misdrop there on row 3.
Packie with that big misdrop on row 3, that may spell the end of this. That's a pretty critical place to have misdropped. He's going to have to work through everything above to really start addressing it. It is a one virus game, though, which is interesting of note, but it's everything on that right side that Packie needs to start addressing. He's getting pills where he can make one pill clears, but he's decided to address the garbage as it's a 1 or a 2 virus game now. Now it's a tie game. Packie really trying to do what Frank did to him in game 1, trying to steal this win here. It's 7-7 as we approach 10.5 minutes. Packie looking to possibly make a drop play. I think that's his goal. He's going to get the pills to do it. He's going to be down to 3. It's going to be really, really close here, folks. Packie just needs 2 yellows. Frank's got to get out of a big burial, but he's going to be out at 10:41 and just barely again takes the game. So it is now 2-1 in favor of Frank. Another close finish here as Packie now down 2-1 to the 1 seed. The reigning champ's going to need to win out to go to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, Packie got the red surge at the worst possible moment. He knew that there would be a red-yellows at the end of it, but yeah, that delayed him just enough for Frank to get the right pills and get the victory on that third game.
Keep in mind, though, we always see Packie play really, really well after taking a game loss here. So, we saw him just absolutely tear through everything in game 2. Frank looking to put this away and advance to the finals, where he'll be facing the winner of Savage Octagon and Watchma. But that's for another time. Right now, we've got to get to game 4. We're waiting on readies for both players. We have them, and off they go. And again, as we said, this has a big championship feel to it. These are 2 absolute titans in the speed game in Dr. Mario. So to see them going toe-to-toe here and we're seeing a great job of Frank adapting to really rough garbage situations. As early on here, Frank with a big combo. Packie had a big lead, but it's now just a 3-virus lead. But Packie now starting to go to town, getting that tuck horizontal, taking a 7-virus lead early. That's huge.
Yeah, sometimes the name of the game is set up combos. Just wait for the right pill. If you have somewhere else to play your pills, then it's not a problem. And Frank is one of those players that can see those setups very well.
Frank is a brilliant combo player. If we ever have a score attack, I'm sure he'll start trouncing everybody in front of him. But as we approach the 1-minute mark here, it's a big, wide open lead for Packie as he is just tearing through this level 10, 21-12. Frank's got some great setups. I think he's looking for potentially a horizontal clear. He's going to get a big sweet tea, and now is starting to set up that combo over in row 1. But meanwhile, Packie down to his final 3 viruses, tearing through this stage. He's just going to need the 2 reds. He's looking for a sub 90 seconds. He's going to get it a minute 25. Phenomenal round 10 time.
Yeah, Frank getting stuck there by that blue horizontal. He needs some help, and he's not getting it. So that left side is completely paralyzed until that blue-yellow came around. And yeah, it's going to take out a lot of things.
Monster combo, but a misdrop by Frank. And now he's going to have to work horizontally on that yellow out in row 2. He is going to get it. And now down to his final 3 viruses. But Packie, as we're seeing again, tearing through 11. He's already down to sub 40. Frank out at about a minute 54, but it is a 17 virus lead. Now a 20 virus lead for Packie as he is just blazing through this. Although now looking at his board, it's at a very, very blue top line, but he's getting creative and managing it.
Yeah, getting some blue pills here and there, and he's opening it up. Beautiful cross there to just open that middle part and maybe get some tucks here and there. So yeah, Packie right now just going through the boards again in Madman mode. I mean, it's up to Frank to see if he can get anywhere close at this point, because Packie is on fire again.
Packie is such a momentum-based player. We've seen it so many times before, where he lights a fire under his backside when he has to take a game loss. So he's always going to have a strong showing in that follow-up, and we're seeing it here as he's still maintaining a huge lead, almost a 20 virus lead. As he's also getting just phenomenally good RNG. It looks like Packie is just needing a few of each color. Oh, that's a bit of a misplay. Not too big of a problem though, as Packie just needs two of each of the remaining colors, and he'll be out. And it looks like he's going to be out at maybe a sub 3.5, and a little bit over 3.5, 331. Frank down to his final 10 viruses, and it's a good end game as he's going to drop and clear 3. He's got a lot of options to get this stage completed, and we're seeing him make the right calls here, as now he just needs the yellow. He's going to drop combo out. He'll be out at 343. Packie having some good RNG here starting on 12. Frank's got a very combo-friendly board, very efficient-friendly board here, as a lot of 0 and 1 drop plays and 1 pill clears are in his future. It is still, however, a dozen virus lead for Packie, as he is just continuing to just not let go of the down key. A red heavy top line is now in play for Packie. Meanwhile, Frank has a diverse board and getting some good drop combos here. He's so good at those, as he's going to create another drop cross and is already down to 38, trying to catch up to the reigning champ.
Yeah, currently Packie needing some help from reds, and more precisely, if possible, double reds, but he's going to do there a nice tip, but it's not going to open those columns 1, 2, 7, and 8, which are going to be a problem until he gets some double reds, like it just happening at this point. Frank with a little bit of a spire there on columns 2 and 3, however, so that might imply some drop time.
But important to note here that Frank has caught up. He was down by 7 at one point. It looks like Packie's starting to surge again and starting to retake that lead as he's finding those 1 pill clears and going to get another yellow off the board. And again, just playing with fantastic efficiency as he gets another clear down to his single-digit territory now. Meanwhile, Frank's struggling. Frank's got a lot of action going on the bottom of the board, but not able to clear anything up top or get anything to drop, although we're about to see a big combo there. Frank now down to 12. It is 12-4. If you're Packie, you would really love a double red, but he's not going to get it. But he only needs 4 reds, and he'll be out. That double red huge for him, as he's going to get another red, and he'll be out at a sub 6, 547 as he goes on to his final 2 levels. Frank down to his final 5 though, and looking to catch up.
Yeah, I'm sure that Frank intended to put that double red there, but I'm wondering if it could have been better used in another one of those red viruses. However, Frank is out barely at the sub 6.
And Frank with a questionable pill drop over in column 8. I don't know about that. We'll have to see what he does with it. But Frank now down by 14 viruses over Packie. Is Packie continuing to just sniff out those 1 pill clears? Now taking a 15 virus lead, having to hesitate with that blue-yellow, not really anywhere to put that, as his yellow axis a bit limited, but he's going to get a horizontal clear. He's going to get that garbage to drop. And really, if you have garbage on your board, getting it to drop is the next best thing to clearing it.
Yeah, because you might just make it encounter a virus of the right color, and then it's a delight setup. So yeah, but nonetheless, Frank having some trouble there to move, again paralyzing that right side because he needs specific pills to continue moving. So yeah, that's the one thing. But here it goes. Finally gets the right pill and drops a beautiful combo on that right side, shortening the advantage to single digits at this point.
But Packie's starting to come back here. He's got he's down to his final 4 rows, and again, everything is condensed. Not a lot of garbage and a very clean board. Down to 16 viruses to go, and almost completely has row 4 free and clear. 13 viruses to go to Frank's 20. even now as we approach as we clear 7.5 minutes here in this fourth game. This is a best of 5 series. You're watching the 1 and the 4 seed. Frank on your left, the 1 seed. Packie, the 4 seed, and the reigning champion on your right side. As these players, as Frank looking to put this away, but Packie with some brilliant combos with a T drop. He's just looking for blues at this point. He's going to get that horizontal clear, and a great RNG for him as he's down to his final virus here on level 13, and he misplays the double blue. That's huge.
Yeah, and he's not getting a lot of blues at this point. Oh, okay, well, RNG saves him.
Out at 8 minutes and 11 seconds, but that was scary as Frank coming back here, and as we've seen, Frank really likes to creep back to you on that last level, and he's struggling though. He's got to take care of some garbage. It is clear now. He's free and clear. He just needs 2 yellows and he'll be out. You really want to be out at a sub 830 right now, and he is going to be out at an 828. Meanwhile, Packie starting to address 14. He's up by 9 viruses as we get close to 9 minutes here, and really doing some great job managing his garbage. A great little drop combo there, really playing just fantastically here on 14 as he's now opened his lead back up to double digits.
Yeah, fortunately, Packie getting the right bill at that point. Frank, I think, is waiting for a double yellow to just... okay, well, he takes the blue-yellow, which is the second best thing, and just drops a great combo there on the right side.
Spitball Sparky in our chat saying Frank tries to get fancy, gets caught by RNG. That's pretty much the opus of every person's gameplay here. When you start to get advanced and want to get those combos, you always seem to get caught by RNG. Meanwhile, Packie maintaining a big lead, now 12 viruses. He's gonna have to start taking a look at that right or that left side, and it looks like that's his plan as he drops down another combo down to 20 viruses. Packie looking to put this away, not going to give Frank the opportunity here. Excuse me, as we are about to approach 10 minutes. It's a 13 virus game and a split board for Frank. He's really got a lot of doubles, but having a board split like that means you're playing 2 separate games.
Yeah, Frank had to split the board because he was waiting once again for a very specific pill. In this case, he really needed a double blue, and it took a long time to get there. So, yeah, that's the risk you take when playing this fancy combo play where you stack stuff on top of other horizontals, and if you're not careful, then you are waiting for particular pills. And it works on other games, say in Dr. Mario in the SNES, the right pills come much faster than here.
Packie going to take game forward at 10:23. We do have to let the time run out just to be sure. And yes, the time has elapsed. So game 4 officially to Packie in what ended up being fairly close, but Packie never really gave up the lead.
Yeah, it was just Packie keeping it up, just opening the advantage as much as possible. And yeah, as you say, he never gave it up. Frank tried to go aggressive, which is the right call there to try and catch up, but the RNG didn't help in this case. So we're going to go to a decider for this final game. Yeah, we'll see who gets to go into the finals, and I'm sure that our players are getting tired because yes, this is again an endurance run. It's not a sprint. So yeah, let's see who has whatever's left on the tank and can take game number 5.
Folks are cranking out their opening up their cans of D cider in the chat. I'm guessing that is a carryover from the Tetris scene. We love our Tetris fans as well. We've got readies from both players. Both players set and ready to go. Not going to go to 15. Packie doing a little bit of a dance. And now focused. 3, 2, 1, and off we go. This final game between these two titans of Dr. Mario. Packie on your right side and already down to 2/3 face as Frank down to full controller inputs as we get started here, and Packie already starting to make some moves, starting to clear out that right side. Frank's got a pretty good board, not one huge air bubble. Packie has a huge air bubble in that lower left corner, but Frank's got a pretty good board, a lot of opportunities for low drop clears as early on it is a couple of virus lead. But remember, these two players playing just a couple of seconds apart here, so for all intents and purposes, it's a tie game, or pretty darn close, a deadlock. But Packie now starting to go to town, doesn't have a lot of access to blue, and is really starting to need to play on that right side. He's going to get a quad, putting him down to 21 as we approach 1 minute.
Yeah, at this point, Packie just with those viruses on the left side, which are hanging and might be the last ones to go on his board. Meanwhile, Frank doing a great job just bringing down all of the top line. Yeah, like you say, at this point, the fact that there's not an air bubble is what's setting apart these two boards. But I think that RNG is going to play a big decider on this first level.
Packie already down to 11 here as he's starting to set up for some doubles and going to get a drop play, and he's going to be already be in single digits as we hit 90 seconds. Dropping another drill down and drill bidding that red perfectly as he gets the double red. He's a bit buried in that center column, or in those center columns. Looks like he's going to try to maybe work on those yellows. No, he's just going to go straight for that, straight for the kill. As he's going to be down to his final 2, Frank down to his final 3, now down to his last virus, and Packie out at 153. Let's see what Frank is as we hit a minute 53 on his, and he's out at a minute 54, minute 55. So really, really close between these two players.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, both of them getting right out of level 10, one behind the other, but yeah, it's still too early. We've seen both of them just trounce on level 14, so yeah, we're gonna have to wait at this point. Unless something crazy happens on these early levels, it's just a game of 14.
Something interesting I saw on Packie's side of the board was he had a misplay, but immediately corrected it in a very, very creative way, getting the horizontal clear just and completely clearing out the mistake. It was a really, really nice play, and it was subtle, but if that's something that isn't addressed, it could turn into a big problem later on.
Yeah, you have to figure out creative ways of using misdrops. Sometimes they are misdrops if you are thinking of one particular play, but there is other stuff around, more so in these higher levels. So it's just a matter of looking around and maybe finding something else that you hadn't thought of. And well, Packie is one of those players that can do that very quickly.
Packie down to 11 has a top line at row 3. Meanwhile, the top line for Frank up to row 5. But he is going to make a tuck play and start moving some viruses off the board here. Down to 7 for Frank, 5 for Packie. Packie, however, has a nice wide open selection for him here. He's going to go for the double-double. As a California native, I'm sure he loves that in and out. He is out at 3 minutes and 33 or 3 minutes and 43 seconds. And already going to town. Frank struggling to get out here. And what I'm noticing, John, is Frank has a two-faced endgame. It's either it goes really well with a nice combo, or it's a big struggle to unbury something.
Yeah, it's. I think it has to do with how the middle game plays. Because if everything sets up nicely and the combos just fall the way they have to, then he doesn't have to worry too much about any garbage being left on the board for the end game. But if some stuff starts going wrong and he has to just adapt, then the end game starts suffering.
And right now, Packie is quite a bit ahead of Frank, up by about 9 viruses here. He really just tears into the beginnings of these levels. We're going to get a nice drop combo. A little bit of drop time suffered there, but when you're setting up for other plays, it usually is worth it. As Packie below 31st, it's going to be a very red-heavy air crater here for Packie, as he's going to have to tuck some pills in to make plays he wants to play, but he's getting creative with his combos. Although now he's got a bit of a pile of garbage in column 2. That might slow him down, but it is a 10 virus lead.
Yeah, but he needs a lot of red everywhere else. So basically, those 2 viruses on column 2, even if they are the last to go, he's going to have a lot of things to get there.
Big T across the board for Packie. Wiped out about 5 reds And now Packie really starting to turn on the Jets here. He's only up by 8 as Frank establishing a great top line for the most part. He's got that straggle red up in column 1. But it looks like Packie may again be going for another drop combo. He's going to turn garbage into gold, as John likes to say here, as 11 viruses to go for Packie, 13 for Frank. Frank's got a much cleaner board, though, as we approach 6 minutes.
Yeah, but now it's the time of the reckoning here for Packie, as he's going to have to deal with that left side that he mangled earlier on. So we're going to see what the plan is for this left side. Oh, getting the perfect build. Never mind.
Frank just needs the red, and he's going to be out right at the 6-minute mark. Packie just a few seconds behind, but he's only a couple of pills. He needs 2 yellows, and he'll be out. There's 1, and there is 2 out at 6:16. As looking at Frank's board, Frank with not a lot of yellow to access early on, but a lot of opportunities for 1 pills, as that's what he decides to do. Up by 7 pills. Here comes Packie. Packie starting to go for these 0-drop clears himself, as he's down to 51. And it's a good diverse board for both players here. There's a big double yellow staircase going across from right to left on Frank's board, and I know he sees it, and he is starting to set up for some combos. But Packie right now narrowing that lead down to 8, as Frank was up by double digits at one point. Packie starting to seek out those 1-pill clears. He's got some stragglers up in column 8, though, that might slow him down.
Yeah, Packie, not a lot of yellow on his top line, only that 1 virus that he just opened. And yeah, I mean, he's going to need a lot of help to just open that, but has opportunities for doubles in most of his board. Meanwhile, Frank managing to open all of the board, that is going to help a lot. Their beautiful usage of that double red pill. And yeah, he basically can use anything at this point.
And it's a bit of a split board. It's not a critically split board. It's just red on the other side of Packie's board, and he's making those 1-pill clears real easy. But Frank is starting to run away with this. He needs 3 yellows. There's 1, there's 2, and there's going to be 3. He's going to be out at a 7:43. Packie has 7 viruses he still needs to contend with, and as we get to the final stage for Frank, it's not looking great for the reigning champ.
I mean, Packie once again playing a little slower, but also Frank turning on the engines at this point and just putting some really nice times all the way to level 13.
We're starting to see Packie just accept he's got to get some drop time with all the reds he's getting. And now he's getting that patent pending double red surge. We know that a red-yellow is going to come at the end of it, too. So, oh my goodness, just really rough RNG. You can see not thrilled about it with what fraction of his face we can see, as Packie out at about an 8:37. But it is a 16 virus advantage for Frank. And looking at these boards, there's a big air bubble on the bottom of Packie's board, favorable for endgame play. And it looks like Frank is just absolutely mowing everything he sees in his path. Already down to 30 viruses, looking to put this one away.
I mean, I'm sure that red surge happening at the end of level 13 is going to be critical for Packie. At this point, it's proving to be so, since Frank is already about 20 viruses over Packie. But I mean, there's still time for Packie to bring it back. We've seen crazier things at this point.
We've seen people come back by, more than 40 viruses before, and we're seeing it here. Packie's already narrowed this lead down to 14 viruses, as he's playing incredibly aggressively, just choosing to go straight down pressing here, as it's a 15 virus lead as we approach 9.5 minutes. Frank with a very good board, not a lot of yellow access and not a lot of blue access for Packie as we approach the end of level 14 here. 11 viruses to go for Frank. Frank looking to punch his first ever championship ticket. And
yeah, it's just a few viruses left for Frank. Maybe some combos, compact combos there on that right side, and I think he's going to go for the vertical on the yellow and the horizontal there on the blue.
and Frank could go horizontal or vertical. Choosing to go vertical, Frank is going to be out at 10:06, and that's going to be match. As Packie is now eliminated in what was an absolutely brutal level 13 for the reigning champ. Frank will advance to his first ever finals.
Yeah, I mean, great debut here by Frank, just getting all the way to the finals, and we'll see who he has to face at this point. I mean, that's the deal that we're going to see next after this.
And coming up next is the 2 seed and the 14 seed, Watchma and Sarah Sparkle. Watchma and Savage Octagon. We just saw the end of Watchma and Sarah Sparkle right here. So Packie taking Frank taking game 5. He'll go to the finals. He'll get a bit of a breather. But we are going to take just a quick 60-second ad break. And we will be right back as we give you, or rather, we're going to take a 2-minute ad break. We'll be right back for Savage Octagon and Watchma right here on the Dr. Mario Championship Twitch channel.